Good morning. Well, here in North Texas, we're headed into week 4, where I'm at, of no rain and temperatures over 100 degrees. Today's forecast is 106, and I was looking out at the futurecast, and we don't have any rain or triple-digit relief until after August 18th. Ooh, I hope that changes, but looks like we have some more weeks coming. So I wanted to get some clearance plants into my vegetable planter, and that will hopefully carry me through for the rest of the season. And then I wanted to give an update on the Tuff Stuff Mountain Hydrangea. And spoiler alert, it's tough. And the white crepe myrtles blooming out in the secret garden. So it's early morning, it's already 88 degrees. So I'm gonna get to this before it really heats up. Okay, so flipping the camera around, let me back up just a bit and give you just an overview of the patio this morning. Oh, as you can see, it's looking a little pitiful, and everything is kind of just going into preservation mode or just burning up completely. Triple digits for weeks and weeks and no rain. It's tough, and I've already been watering out here this morning. But as you can see, everything's doing okay. I do have some color out here, at least. And I cut back all the petunias except for one pot. And I should have got them. I'm probably going to cut them back today and see what happens. But this one's looking pretty good after I cut it completely back. Yeah, just not going to do petunias back here next year. They just don't look that great after the spring passes here. My geraniums are like, no more. But the crepe and Jenny's doing well. But here's the one I didn't cut back. Look at this. Goodness gracious. But this is the Blew My Mind Morning Glory. And it's so pretty. It's trying to bloom out this morning. So it's hanging in there. But what I'm tackling today is this vegetable planter. Not a success. Not a success this year. Again, I'll try again next year. I mean, my basil's doing great. And I've been getting great little picks off of it. But my pepper plant, it gave me one pepper. And my strawberry plants, they're on the struggle. This is the Proven Winners Buried Treasure, a pink. I think that's what it's called. And I have 2 of those. And what I think, while I'm in here adding these clearance plants, I'm going to bunch these guys up together because they can come back in my zone, so I hope they do. But rosemary's doing well. Lavender, of course, is doing well. But everything else looks kind of pitiful. So when we went to Lowe's, these plants were on the clearance rack, and I was like, you know what, I'll pick them up and just pop them in my raised vegetable planter and see if I can get some color for the rest of the season. So here is this hanging basket. I'm hoping it can come back. We'll see. Of Lantana, and I think it's just a combination of colors. I'm not really sure because, as you can see, it's had a hard time here. We're gonna see what happens when I get it in this planter and keep it watered, and hopefully that'll give me some color until, you know, our fall arrives. I picked up 2 things of Vinca, and I think they bloom out. There's one here. They're in these cute little containers, but I'm not going to be using the container. But I think they have several colors in here. This one I'm just seeing purple. But over here, I got 2 of them. This one has pink and white and purple trying to bloom out. So I think it's going to be a combination of colors, which is great. But if you've been following along, Vinca does really well for me here. And I have Vinca, white Vinca over in the pool area. Future Wendi inserting a clip of the white Vinca and Angelonia in my pool area in case you hadn't seen any of the tours. But here it is. Look how great it performs. That Vinca, definitely sun and heat tolerant and perfect here for me in North Texas. So here are these, just so you can see how well they are doing. And then I picked up 4 Angelonia because they're also doing well off of the clearance rack. I'm just going to pop those in here. So it's pink, and I think with these guys, and hopefully, I thought I saw a little bit of purple. So hopefully all these colors will go together really well, especially once we see what this blooms out. If it'll bloom out for me, please. You can kind of hear the crunch. So anyway, hopefully likes it here and I can rehabilitate it. I'm just going to start moving stuff around. I think I'm going to bunch up these strawberries together in one section. Maybe they'll come back for me, and just get everything else in. I have over here, I'm gonna use this, I have this Fertilome. I used this last year in all my containers. I'm gonna use this after I get them all in. I'll give them that, and we'll go from there week to week. Well, not even week to week. It's kind of day by day around here to see what is still hanging on. Hey baby, you want me to throw the ball? Okay, gotta throw the ball, then we're gonna do the planter. Well, that already looks better and lush, doesn't it? Oh, I missed one of the dead runner beans right here. Get this out of here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yes, that looks better and just lush. I bunched up the strawberries together, cleaned them up as best I could. So we'll see what happens with those. You may have seen, probably gonna speed it up when I edit, but I did have to divide the lantana because right here in the middle of this vegetable planter is a wooden separator, and I suspect that's for support on the box. So you can't just plant right here. I wouldn't be able to get deep enough. So I separated it, divided it with my hori-hori, and put one piece over here and one piece over there. So I think that looks really good. And then I put the Angelonia in the center of each of these little trellis things. So hopefully everyone will love it here. Vinca on this side behind the basil. And this one's only blooming out the purple, but I think these Vinca have several colors in there. Like I said earlier, because this one here is blooming out the white, that bright pink that I love, and purple. So yeah, I think they're both going to have that variety of color, and that's going to be so pretty. Here's this Angelonia. Look how beautiful. Oh, it's so pretty. Already looks better to me, even with Lantana on the struggle right now. But fingers crossed, these guys can settle in here and that I can be diligent and keeping the water coming in the morning and the evenings, because they definitely have to have it in this weather. Clean this up out of there. The cleaner, the better. Now let me walk over to the other side here. We'll get a shot from this way. Oh yeah, that looks so good to me. Okay, so I stopped and did a bit of cleanup here on the patio, but I need to beat this heat and get to watering the containers in the pool area over there, my roses at the pool gazebo, and some things up front. I went ahead and filmed the updates I wanted to show you before I did this vegetable planter, and I'll insert those clips now. Just an update on the Tuff Stuff Mountain Hydrangea, because I did get a comment about that on my garden tour, and I didn't spend enough time on this. But I did take off all of its spent blooms since it was planted. But here is Tuff Stuff, and look, putting on new blooms. Doing great, healthy, and look, budding up over here. So I'm super pleased with the performance of Tuff Stuff. It's hanging in there tough with this Texas heat. Right, Ellie? We're heading into our 4th week without rain. But it's so hot. I still have not decided to have the mulch brought in to add mulch. So it is what it is. Garden's hanging in there. Look at these zinnias blooming. They're gorgeous. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, just a few updates here. When I picked up the clearance plants at Lowe's, they had this little statue, a Labrador statue, and it had to come home with me. Right over here. I haven't decided exactly where it's going to go. And you'll see some remnants here of my coleus. I cut some off. I'm rooting it in water in the windowsill indoors, so I can add some to some of my pots. But isn't this adorable? So cute. Had to have it. It's completely concrete. Only had 2 of these left. I couldn't leave without this little garden statue. All right, so I'll have to come back and clean this up later this evening when it's not 105 degrees. But everything's looking pretty good out here. Elbel, say hi to everyone. Say hello. Say hello. Mommy has another Ellie. Considering the intense triple-digit weather over 101 degrees for 4th week in a row here and no rain, I'm pretty pleased with how everything is doing. And one last thing I want to show you before I close. The white crepe myrtles in here are starting to bloom out. They're so pretty. There's 3 here in this bed. And no, I did not stick the wind chimes in the tree there. They were here on property when we moved in, and I've just left them there. Here is the crepe myrtle. Look how pretty. The white blooms. It's just something different than the other pink ones we have, and I just love it. And that's another reason I put the limelight hydrangea in here in between these guys. Right here. Just to have another accent of those pretty white blooms to come out. So doing good and healthy in there. I'm so happy. Hope wherever you are, you're having the most wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching and adding color to my world. Say bye, everyone, Abby.